All right. Good morning to everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. For this is the day that the Lord has created, Super Bowl. We are live and in living color on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. For those of you all that are prepping and getting ready, I got my crew with me once again. I got Paul, Paul. Since y'all saw him last, he is an expected dad. Matter of fact, there's a bag by the door right now, just in case. It's go time, baby. It is go time in the Barnes household. And I can tell you right now, he be driving. That's all I'm going to say. He be driving. It's true. That's right. I got Michael Landrew, Pod C, on the line as well. We are so glad to have the crew back. This is our second year doing this with this crew. And listen, I got them here on purpose. These two young men drink this stuff. It is real to them. And we want to talk about a little passion. For those of you all that are joining us and say, wait a minute, I don't hear the praise team. I don't see nobody shouting. You ain't preaching, Bishop. We're going to get to service. We're going to get to it. But we got to get to the free Super Bowl party. So listen, talk to me. Drew, you and I ain't talking. I don't even know who your favorite is, Drew, but all I know is that you and I, Tino's a little suspect. It depends on how the Redskins playing. And, he'll back the bus up on him in a minute. But Drew, what you want to see happen today?
Well, I really, in my heart of hearts, really feel that the Chiefs, man, they back in this position for a reason, and they have been here consistently for a reason these past few years. But I'm going to shock everyone, and I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
No.
Yeah, being a Commanders fan,
we smashed them this year. We handled them. We spanked them behind and sent them home on the yellow bus. That's what you doing? Drew. What did he do? Drop his prediction and get on us? What do you do?
You might be having some bad service.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. Hear you now.
My bad.
Drew, this is all family here. I mean, we're all family. I mean, that's what you're doing? I mean, Tino and I do a drive-by just to shake you up for a minute. That's what it's saying. Okay. All right. I respect. Tino, what's going to go down today?
As much as I want to say the Eagles are going to lose, they just good, man. I don't like the Eagles. Like Drew said, us being Commanders fans, I don't like the Eagles at all. But if Pat Mahomes' ankle isn't 100%, that Eagles D line is gonna make it. They're gonna make it tough for him today. You gotta remember, it's hard to get away from a pass rush when you can't run.
Yeah.
So if that Eagles D line, if Pat Mahomes' ankle isn't 100%, it's gonna be very hard for them to slow down that Eagles pass rush. Because then
you seen that last week
in the pocket.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to prep him last week like he was good to be out there.
Yeah.
But after a couple of hits, he was getting up hobbled. So to your point, the Eagles are not going to be nice. They're not going to be nice to that offensive line. They're going to hit it all game long. And Mahomes used to rolling out. He's used to rolling out of the pocket. So I don't know, but to your point, he doesn't like throwing on a run. He doesn't do well. He doesn't. When they give him time, he gonna deliver the package.
Yep.
So, but their offense is wrapped around him. So Wow. So you both are going with the Eagles?
It pains me to say this, but yeah.
I'm hurting right now, Tino.
Well,
I'm hurting. I'm
I'm
great
also
calling
looking at,
911. I need paramedics.
I'm looking at points also. You know,
Okay, well, talk to me, Drew.
You look at the Eagles. There's one thing this season they have scored points. I think that was one of the key things against us that we really honed in on our defense that night. We really stopped them from getting it going or scoring points.
Yes,
if
sir.
you look back, so even up to within the playoffs, like every game, they're putting up them points. And I'm not saying that the Chiefs' defense is a slouch by any means. No, you got Chris Jones in the front on the line, but Jalen Hurts, those guys, those boys, that offensive line, boss, they are steaming ahead, and I just think it's their year. And to be honest with you, the story of Jalen Hurts, right?
That's what I was going to say. I was going to ask you to dig into it.
Right. You have to respect it, and so I think somebody like him, I would love to see, reach the top.
Yeah.
Even throughout the season, they were questioning him and not trying to give him his credit.
Yep.
And I hate to throw the racial thing in there.
No,
I do. But the success of a black quarterback,
it's true. It's real talk. I mean, you can not talk about it, but it's still real. It still exists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you say. It's real. That's real talk. So, what changed with the Eagles? Tino, talk to us. How did the Eagles get from last year where they were, and they were still building, to where they are this year? I even hate to say it, man. I just hate to say it out of my mouth how good the Eagles were this year. They were dominating, man.
So I think from last year, I mean, they made the playoffs last year, but we remember they got beat pretty bad by the Buccaneers, I think, in the first round of the playoffs last year. But everything changed this year when they traded for A.J. Brown. When they traded for A.J. Brown, that just opened up the entire offense. And then you go on the defensive side of the ball. They brought in Hassan Reddick, and then they went and got another top corner in Bradbury from the Giants. Didn't want to pay him, so the Eagles brought him in. And those, in my opinion, those three moves pretty much changed the entire team. But then the most important thing is Jalen Hurts got better. His throwing mechanics got better. He got more patient in the pocket. And then it also helps when you have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on the outside. It makes everything a whole lot easier. The O-line was already good. They had a good running back. So when you add another dominant receiver like A.J. Brown, you can't double team everybody. So teams can't double team Brown, they can't double team Smith and leave somebody to spy on Jalen Hurts, being able to escape the pocket. So that adding another star receiver like that just opened up the entire offense. And then, like I said, going back on defense, and the Eagles I think they had like 70 sacks this year. It's hard to beat a team when they can.
That is insane.
It's hard to beat a team when they can just sit back and play man coverage and blitz, because their pass rush is going to get there.
Right.
Or, some teams, they have to blitz because they don't cover well on the back end, so they're trying to get the ball out quick.
Exactly.
When you have a team that can consistently get pressure with just 4 down linemen, I mean, it's hard to beat teams like that.
So I don't like where this conversation is going with either one of y'all. And this blood family, y'all. It's family feud time.
Don't get me wrong, Kansas City is still good. I mean, Pat Mahomes threw for 5,000 yards this year. So
but he didn't have that ankle injury. He didn't have that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like Drew said a moment ago. We saw how he looked last week after 1 or 2 hits. How he was getting up, and they were saying, "Oh, he's good. He's been rehabbing well," and I believe all that to be true. But we know what happens when you take that first hit. That's always the telltale. He got up hobbling.
It's gonna take he's gonna have to play like Superman today. Pat Mahomes is gonna have to be Superman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's going to have to be everywhere. He's going to have to be moving because if he is a stand-in target, we already know. Yep. The Eagles will shut them down. Now let's talk about defense to defense. Who has the domineering defense? Drew?
I'm gonna have to say probably man, I feel like that's kind of a neck and neck thing, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say for this game, I feel that just the complete package from D-line to linebacker to secondary unit. The Eagles. Listen.
I'm gonna take these colors off, y'all. Is that what it is? Did I wear the wrong colors this morning? I think that's what it is.
Look, how about this?
Green.
How about this? If you were to give me a grid, and we were to have check boxes on each side for each team, and I was to go down this list right now,
right?
I don't know if there's a box I'm not going to check for the Eagles. It's something about when you see a team and it's their year. I don't see them being stopped. It was playoff run in this year. I just don't see it. And defense wins championships. That's why I'm glad you asked, Mark. Because I think that's what it will come down to. Now we haven't gotten to the scores yet, which I'm quite interested.
We getting there, but I'm trying to stretch this out.
I'm interested to hear what you guys.
Dino already drooling, so I'm trying to stretch this out because this is madness, man. I mean, and everything y'all saying is facts. I mean, facts don't lie. You know, so God dog it. All right, since y'all pushing it to the next point, let's talk about scores. Let's talk about points on the board. Is this going to be a shootout? Talk to me, Dino.
I'm gonna say there's going to probably be at least. I'm gonna say it's going to probably be at least 70 points scored this game. Like the Eagles' defense is good, but they also have a tendency to give us some big plays.
Yes, they do.
And so I think big plays is what's going to keep Kansas City in the game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. You know, I don't want to get into the whole NFL is rigged and all that, but it's the Super Bowl. Nobody wants to see a blowout in the Super Bowl. But I think the officiating is going to allow, you know, this game to be a little bit high scoring. So some of the calls we probably saw in the regular season, we probably won't see those today. But, you know, tonight. So I think I'm going to say 35-30 Eagles, somewhere around there. I think both teams are going to score at least 30. I think it's going to be a shootout. And this game reminds me of when the Eagles played the Patriots a few years ago in the Super Bowl. Everybody, you know, thought the Patriots were going to come in and roll over the Eagles because they had a backup quarterback. But I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I would like for it to be. I don't know if y'all remember that Monday night game. I think it was Kansas City and the Rams a couple years ago. Both of them scored like 45 or 50 points.
Man,
like that.
Everybody and some folks checked out of the game a little too early.
Right.
A little too early. Folks woke up the next morning and say, "What happened?"
I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be that high, but I think both teams are going to get. I say the minimum both teams get is at least 28-30.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
35-30.
Yeah, 35-30.
Y'all heard it from Tino on. Y'all heard him. 35-30. Now, 35-30, and he's going with the Eagles, y'all. I knew this color was wrong this morning. But it was hollering at me. It was screaming at me, put me on. Drew, I don't even understand. Drew, come on. Let's talk about score.
So I pretty much agree with everything. It's crazy as you were giving out your score. I was like, I feel like we're similar within our predictions. So I don't know why, but for some reason I have like an exact score of 35-28 the Eagles.
Wow.
So a 7-point game. You know, 30s, high 30s. You know, just break it. I agree the same way. I don't think that it's going to be quite those recent shootouts we've seen, getting into those, 45, 42 score point games, because I do feel like the defenses are going to show up today, and it's going to be that type of dogfight. But we still got some high power offenses, so that's where the points are going to come from. Yeah. You got to definitely take in account. So for sure, I'm piggying back off that. So yeah, 35-28.
Okay. Now let's talk quickly. We got about 2 minutes. Let's talk quickly about Mahomes. What if he goes down? Let's talk about backup quarterback.
If Mahomes goes down, this game's gonna be over at halftime. This game's gonna be over at halftime.
Okay.
Now
this will be another look at how those 49ers looked.
Yep.
When Brock went down.
Yep.
This would be another. This man, really.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you're right. So what? And I don't know much about the backup quarterback for Mahomes. Anybody?
It's Chad. I think his name's Chad Henne. I mean, he's your typical backup quarterback.
Exactly. Yep.
He can come in and complete some passes, but that's not the guy you're gonna win the Super Bowl with.
Yeah, he's never been to the dance.
No.
He's never been to the dance.
He wasn't very successful when he was a starting quarterback. So, like I said, he can come in, he could be serviceable for a few games during the regular season. But when you need him to make those clutch throws Mahomes makes, he's not the guy to do it. So now he does have one of the best coaches in the league helping him, but still, it still comes down to the guys actually going out there and doing it. So.
Yes, sir.
And I'll say this is. There's a reason why quarterbacks are backup quarterbacks.
No doubt.
Because if he was really that good, he would be starting for some team. But there's a reason why guys are backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a reason why Mahomes is out there. All right, gentlemen, you have weighed in. You all have heard it first in the 8 a.m. hour. Paul Tino Vaz. He is a coach at Wright himself here in the DMV. Gonzaga, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. He is the coach group over there with Gonzaga. They're building a strong, prolific, profound, strong team over there. Man, the season was over too late. I was trying to get over there to surprise you on the game, but definitely I will be there next season. To see Paul coaching on the sidelines, screaming and hollering, pointing and blowing his whistle and flaring his hands and hollering at the coach. This young man lives this sport. And my son, Drew, listen, when the Redskins, that's what I said, Tino, the Redskins, when they win, Drew has an undeniable week. He is an entrepreneur. He has designed his own clothing line from China to America. It's called Godly. You want to you want to go out there and Google it, find Godly, shop, click, and ship. And I'm telling you, the line is dope. It is like that. You want to chime into his line. For those of you that don't know, the Tino's married, not just married. His wife is pregnant. They're expecting their first child any minute.
Yeah, any minute. Any minute.
Tino has one of those automatic starters. The moment she says, I'm 6, he ain't going to wait for it. Dilated. Ooh, he going to fire it up. Please, all police officers, clear the street. Tino's coming through. I'm just letting y'all know. He has a foot that only knows one speed. Clear the way. He's getting her to the hospital because they gonna have that Barnes baby. And we are all excited about it. Listen, gentlemen, thank you. I appreciate you all taking time out today, making your predictions, making your calls. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I have to go with y'all. I believe that's what it's going to be today. This is the only time during the season I'm going to wear these colors. Otherwise, it's burgundy and gold, baby. Understand what I'm saying, Tino? I'm with y'all. We live and die together. Bad boys for life. I'm with y'all. Let's do it. Let's do the doggone thing. Listen, I believe you both are right. I'll be checking in with y'all during the game. Gino be getting back to you slow because when he get dialed in, it's a wrap, y'all. It is a wrap. And by the way, they already know what the sex of the child is. They already got a name. Listen, they are organized. They are organized. So we're praying for a healthy delivery. We're praying for a blessed. We already know she's blessed, but we just can't wait to see her and hold her. This is real talk. Listen, thank you all again. God's son and my son. I love you all to life. To everybody else, we'll be back in 5 minutes for church service. That's what I said, church service. We can do it all in ministry. This is Bishop Avier Salter, and we love you to life. And we'll see majority of y'all in just a few moments. God bless.